it is done. What's up, guys? Johnny Chase here, and welcome back to the club. And now when I say at the beginning of the video, it is done, I mean the summer suck is finally done. So for those of you that don't follow me on my Twitch channel, which you really should because that's where I do most of my content, last year I did Extra Life. I do this every year. Every Monday I raise money for Extra Life and children's charities. And because it's local to me, I raise money for the IWK Children's Hospital in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And last year we hit all of our goals and then some. So one of them was to do what was called the Summer of Suck, where I would pick a certain amount of games based on movies or television series, because, you know, licensed games tend to not be very good. So I picked out a few. Actually, I picked out a whole stack, and we had a great big stream where the fans voted on which one I should play. I put on 5. Initially, I was going to do 4, but one of my other promises was to do a playthrough of Deadly Premonition, and that didn't work. So we picked out 5 games, and now I'm going to rank them and mini review them. So before we go into the top 5, honorable mention is for Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines. Why I say honorable mention? Because this was initially on the list, but I cannot play it. It just won't work. Cut the footage of me playing the game on stream. At one point during the second level, while we're still in, you know, a Skynet ruled future, I cannot escape this room. The game would just hard crash and I couldn't leave. I have no idea what's going on. I checked the disc, and I mean, there are a few superficial scratches on it, but I did my best to clean it. I don't know if it's because of PS3 emulation with PS2 games. I don't know what was going on, but we couldn't play it. The club, you guys gave me an out on that, and we picked a different game. So without further ado, ranking from least shitty to most shitty, here are the 5 games that I played for the Summer of Suck. So number 5 has been a game that's been sitting on my shelf for, I would say, almost 5 years now. I bought it at a garage sale and been kind of itching to play it. And that is Star Trek 2013 from Bandai Namco for the Xbox 360. This is based on the J.J. Abrams or the Kelvin timeline. But yeah, this takes place in between Star Trek 09 and Star Trek Into Darkness. It's a third-person cover-based shooter, and it plays an awful lot like Gears of War, obviously without you know, lancers or shotties or anything like that. But I mean, like, it takes a lot of inspiration from it. I mean, there's even points where you can do orbital strikes. So, you know, it's not the Hammer of Dawn, but, you know, it's the Enterprise's photon torpedoes. I've always heard bad things about this, mainly because of the day one bugs, and obviously there's the infamous, you know, let's make Spock giant by activating your tricorder. But, you know, it's actually not that bad. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, and it's something that I actually would love to play again, because it does have online co-op. Also split screen co-op, but, you know, my wife wasn't really interested in playing the game. Wasn't even interested in, you know, me trying to track down another copy and we can play this online. But I'm looking to play this online again someday with someone. We actually even might do this as a stream. Might actually do this as a let's play here on this channel, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, Star Trek 2013, not terrible. That's why it's ranked number 5. The one thing I will say, though, is that I applaud that CBS and Paramount got the entire cast to do voices in the game for their characters, but it does sound like they were, 1, phoning it in, and 2, sound like that they were recording it like in the back of a car. It didn't sound like it was done in a professional studio, especially Chris Pine's lines. If you listen to Chris Pine's lines, it's got this weird, like, treble or echoey effect to it. It doesn't sound like he recorded it in a studio.
Pilot the Enterprise back to New Vulcan, search for any other survivors, and bring them back to this base as soon as you can.
But I mean, those are minor nitpicks. This is actually not that bad of a game, but that's why it's number 5. All right, number 4 is a blast from the past. It is Enter the Matrix, and I played this on the PS2. This one here, I actually played, there's 2 campaigns you can play. You can play Niobe or Ghost's campaign. And I played Niobe's when this game first came out. I don't think I ever played Ghost's campaign, so that was a little different. So premise of this one, and again, I still applaud the Wachowskis for doing something super ambitious. They decided that they wanted to make this game at the same time as they were making Matrix Reloaded, so they filmed additional scenes, like Hollywood production, like quality scenes for this game. I will say the controls are really outdated. The right analog stick just activates first person mode. It has no camera controls. I think camera controls are relegated to the shoulder button still at this time. I mean, but the premise of the game is it takes place right after the Animatrix last flight of the Osiris. So you're charged with grabbing the message to let you know that the war is coming, that the machines are digging, and it just, you know, has this, you know, now Obi and Ghost go on this parallel path to Trinity, Neo, and oh god, I almost forgot his name, Morpheus. So you go on this parallel path, and you also cross paths as well, like, you know, to the meeting room, to the highway scene. So this one not as terrible as people reviewed it back in the day. I remember liking this just fine. Like, I wasn't really into the whole, like, you know, judging reviews by, you know, websites or anything, because I think this was still fairly new in the whole online media realm. So I didn't really see a whole lot of negative press for this until after the fact. I picked this up on launch. I had a good time with it. It is definitely dated, and like the controls, like I said, it gets a little, it takes a little getting used to there. But I mean, not terrible license, but definitely, I mean, they had to redeem themselves with the Path of Neo, because people really wanted to play as Neo and not, you know, the two side characters. So Enter the Matrix, not terrible. I will say though, crank up that gamma, because this is a dark game. You'll need especially to see some of the cutscenes in the film bits. Right, so number 3 is Power Rangers Super Legends, the 15th anniversary game. So this was published by Disney Interactive and a dev company called A2M, which I will give you guys a big surprise about that I learned in chat here in a bit. But yeah, this is a 2.5D side-scrolling beat-em-up, and it is super repetitive as all hell. The premise of this game is apparently Lord Zed turned evil again. If you're a aficionado of Power Rangers, you know that at the finale of Power Rangers Space, him and Rita just turned human because Zoran's good energy just wiped out all evil in the universe until we needed another Power Ranger season. But with this one here, you play as 2 different Rangers from 2 different teams. Now, there's a heavy focus on a good majority of the Disney era of Power Rangers, which I think they took over since Ninja Storm. So basically, it's a side-scrolling. You collect gems, you collect collectibles. It's basically a lather, rinse, repeat. Like, everything feels very samey in this. Like, you beat up bad guys, you beat up bigger bad guys, you fight the boss a couple of times, which his pattern is wait for him to attack, wait for him to laugh, then unleash your combos on him, and then you form the Megazord and fight with the QTE battle. And yeah, that's just basically cut and paste all the way to the end, which it just abruptly ends. So the arrows that are in here, I mean, we've got Operation Overdrive, we've got Ninja Storm. Of course, if you don't have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, you're going to cry foul. And I can tell you this much, none of the original actors are back in this. I mean, like when you get to Mighty Morphin, that is not Austin St. John, and that is definitely not Amy Jo Johnson. And forgive me, I'm not a mega fan of Power Rangers anymore. I don't remember the name of the voice actor for Goldar, but that is definitely not Goldar. So, interesting fact with this game, the developers of this game are called A2M. Now, they obviously had to change their name because of... It's a kids game. I can't say what A2M is an acronym for. But they changed their name to Behavior Interactive. Now, the funny thing is, the developers of this game, this Power Rangers game, went on to create Dead by Daylight. And I'm also looking at the track record here. They also made a bunch of those 360 scenic games. They worked on Transformers Dark of the Moon. So they're no strangers to licensed properties, obviously. They've done Rango, Voltron, Defender of the Universe. They worked on Fallout Shelter, too. So, I mean, they know their way around licensed stuff. But, I mean, this one right here, not terrible as in it doesn't function, but I mean it's terrible as it's just, you know, cut and paste the same thing over and over. And by like hour 2, I was already bored with this game. We ended up finishing it, but man, yeah, Power Rangers Super Legends is number 3 on the list. And at number 2, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's of course another shitty Superman game. Like, I don't understand how people keep messing up Superman. Like, other than like Death and Return of Superman, which even wasn't that good, it was just, you know, a side-scrolling beat 'em up. This is... Now, I'm one that's never played Superman 64. I've only seen the reviews and the memes. I've never actually had hands-on with the game myself. But man, this had so much promise too when we saw it. I mean, back in the era of Xbox, this was like a near launch title, I think, for the Xbox. But for this one here, it's the near future. Brainiac is taking over, and each mission you have like 5 or 6 submissions to do. So like, you know, putting out fire in a burning building at a certain time, destroying bombs, fighting color-coded robots, which for some reason the color coding is all different. Like if you attack someone that's purple, it's got to be freeze breath or heat vision. I can't remember which one. Like it was so like the opposite colors. Melee were for physical. Yellow was for melee, I should say. The music and the audio is all over the place. Like when there's a cutscene, it is loud. It is like super loud. And then when it's normal, it's fine. The only praise I will ever give this game is that you get like selectable costumes throughout the gameplay. So if you don't want to just have, you know, standard regular Superman outfit, you can turn him into Red Sun Superman or Black Suit Superman, or I believe they have my memory's foggy on it, but I think they have like there was that time where like Superman split into 2, so it was like, you know, Red Superman and Blue Superman. I think those are in here as well. But I mean, after a while, it got so repetitive that I had to put a cheat code on. I had to put invincibility on, because there are some points there, like especially like the Bizarro fights. The 4 or 5 Bizarros were coming at you and like all using their specials at the same time, and you watched your health bar just go, and there was no way to like. I mean, I could probably go back and like, you know, take pot shots with heat vision, but my God, it was not good. Not a good use of the source material, and I am hard pressed to find a Superman game that is actually decent with the source material and is actually fun. People are saying that the second animated game that they made, Shadow of Apocalypse, is half decent. I'll have to give that a try sometime. But yeah, Superman 2, the second worst game that I played for the Summer of Suck. And you all know what my number 1 was going to be, because the Serve Club eliminated this game from contention, from any type of voting. They're just like, nah, this has to be in there. I'm talking Catwoman on the PlayStation 2. Oh boy, we're going to start with this. So, I'm going to put up, editor me, put up a screen right here, put up a PlayStation 3 controller, or PS2 controller, or DualShock. You know, it's all the same. Alright, so, club at home, I want you to look at the face buttons, okay? I want you to look at the X button, and editor, put a circle around the X button, alright? I'm going to give you 3 guesses as to what the X button does during gameplay. Does it make you jump? No. Does it go for attacks? No. Does it do interactions? No. Answer, nothing. None of the face buttons do anything for action. It's all on the shoulder buttons and the right stick. Look, yo, when did this game come out? Like 2004, 2005 or something? The print's tiny on this, I can't tell. I understand game developers were trying to experiment and go, yo, what can we do with the right stick? The things that I've learned in these 6 games that I've attempted to play and have played and completed, it's at some point someone was like, you know what, the right stick should only be used for camera and aiming in first-person shooters, and that's it. And you know what, we're doing fine with the right analog stick being, you know, the camera's bitch, if we should say that. Now, the shoulder buttons where all the actions are, you know, you've got jump, you've got crawling around like a cat. The right stick in this game controls your whip if you're not holding the shoulder button down, and attacks if you're holding the shoulder button down. Now, you would think that in a superhero game, you know, beating up on a guy enough would knock him out, Or, you know, if you're not a scared superhero, or you're a villain, or you're an anti-hero, you might kill a motherfucker or two. No, in this, you constantly knock the guys down and they keep getting back up. The only way to stop them is to like capoeira them into like a cardboard box or a dumpster or manure or a locker or something. They have to be subdued in some type of box for them to be considered defeated. Now the movie of this was not good, obviously. Like, people have trashed this. Halle Berry, I think this is like the same year she won an Academy Award for Monsters Ball, and at the same time, was it Monsters Ball or Monsters? I'm probably watching too much TNA lately. What was that movie?
2 very boring minutes later.
Monsters Ball, yeah, I got it right. So, Monsters Ball, an Academy Award winning movie, and also a terrible gimmick for a TNA match. But I think she won like the Academy Award for Monsters Ball, and then immediately won a Razzie for this, and accepted both.
Okay, Club, past me here, or future me, whatever. No, I just recording this after the fact. So yeah, just want to point out before everyone freaks out in the comments, Monsters Ball was released in 2001, and this was like 2003, 2004. I thought it was the same year. I was wrong. What was in my head is that Halle Berry is probably the only person in history to win an Academy Award and a Razzie, but be there to accept both of them. So that was my flub. I am sorry. On to the ending of the video.
But yeah, this was dumb. It was clunky. There are some points there where you're supposed to be scared and running away from gunshots, but no gunshots actually hit you. Oh yeah, and then there's the idle animation where, like, if you don't move, the camera will just like slowly start panning around the 3D model of Halle Berry. Like, was anyone really that horny back then? But yeah, Catwoman PS2, #1, the worst game I played during the Summer of Suck this year. So that's my rankings for the Summer of Suck. I hope you guys all enjoyed it, and I'm actually thinking of doing this next year. I'm already in the process of, I've got a goal for one game and one thing. I'm thinking of actually taking that out, and let's do Summer of Suck 2, and let's add to it. Let's put some more games on there, because believe it or not, through as many of these games are like super duper shitty, and I hated playing them, there is some entertainment to be found on that, and I hope you guys found some entertainment watching me struggle through some of these games. And if you want to contribute to the next year's Summer of Suck, link in the description below to donate to my extra life. This year I'm going for $1,500 by the end of the year, and I think we can hit that. I'm going to put the Summer of Suck 2 Electric Boogaloo, or Summer of Suck 2 Judgment Day. Maybe we should just make it Electric Boogaloo, or what's a movie, sequel movie that has a really bad title? Let's name it that. And if you have any suggestions for games for me to play during the Summer of Suck 2, leave it down in the comments below and I'll have a look at it. Until then, my name's Johnny Chase. I still don't have an outro, and I'm going to actually go play some good games for once. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.